you are a robotic surgeon.
Yeah.
Is it really the machine doing the surgery or the doctor behind it?
The robot is completely under my control. I get additional 3 hands. I get 4 hands. I get 5 hands. And all of them are in my control. Robotic surgery is the future.
So while you're performing the surgery, is it like you're playing on a PlayStation? Does it feel like a game inside?
It is exciting. So people who love video games, unke liye to it's a plus point.
Surgeon's toy, is it?
Surgeon's toy. Not in the negative way.
Robotic surgery. Is the demand not there or is affordability the issue?
Many small towns and villages of India do not have that infrastructure or the money to afford into or to get into robotics and lasers या laparoscopic.
Where can robotic surgery not reach?
ऐसा कोई एरिया नहीं है. न्यूरो सर्जरी, कार्डियक सर्जरी, GI सर्जरी, रेक्टल ट्यूमर्स हैं, आपके प्रोस्टेट, किडनीज, हर जगह पे रोबोट का काम है. I don't see any areas robot cannot be useful.
What is the recovery time that a patient has after robotic surgery? Is telesurgery possible because of robotics? So where do you think robotic surgery should not be used? How safe is it if something goes wrong mid-operation? We'll talk about what happens when a robot operates. Is it really the machine doing the surgery or the doctor behind it? And also, how safe is it if something goes wrong mid-operation? And why aren't more hospitals yet in India adopting this technology? If you've ever been curious about how far medicine has really come and what the future of surgery looks like, this conversation will blow your mind. So let's get insane. Abhi tak we ventured into your head and neck part. Head and neck oncology is what we've discussed abhi tak. I didn't know for a very long time that you are a robotic surgeon.
Yeah.
And I was surprised. I was like, yeah, robotic surgery fascinates. The name itself fascinates a lot, right?
Yes.
Robo operating. I mean, the thought of it is actually all high-tech and stuff like that. So I want to know firstly, so while you're performing the surgery, is it like you're playing on a PlayStation or are you like holding a PlayStation controller kind of a thing? Or how is it? How does it feel? Does it feel like a game inside?
It is exciting. So people who love video games, unke liye to it's a plus point. Initially वैसे लगता है जब when we started off it is like a video game. We have our joysticks in our hand. It gives us nice 3D visualization. It is more or less it is what it is. It's a surgeon's toy. That's what I like to say. It's a surgeon's toy. Robo is a surgeon's toy. बहुत बढ़िया technology which has come up. It's not something which has come up now. It has come up in 2000s, early 2000s. But yeah, most surgeons who fancy video games, who fancy as their childhood video games and PlayStation, more or less it's a surgical toy for us. Even this is what it is. And it's fun operating on robotic, surgeries on patients. It's a lot of thrill. It's a lot of good vision, good movements. Our hand movements are superb. So I think robotic surgery is the future.
Surgeon's toy, is it?
Not in the negative way.
Okay. So again, how does it feel like when you're actually doing the surgery? Is it like you're wearing a VR headset or because you are able to see all the 3 dimensions is what I've heard. सारे direction में दिखता है आपको. So how does it actually sit? I mean, is it in the operation theater or where is it situated firstly?
So it is normally, जैसे कि आपने सुना होगा laparoscopic surgery है, वैसे ही robotic surgery भी होता है. It is in the same operating theater and the normal myth होता है that we are sitting some different कमरे में, different floor पे, वैसा नहीं होता है. In the same operating theater में, the surgeon is sitting hardly a feet's distance from the patient.
Okay.
So again, robo के 3 parts होते हैं. One is your doctor's console, the surgeon's console जिसको बोलते हैं. That is my area where I sit. I have my monitor in front of me, जहाँ पे मेरे को 3D visualization दिखता है. We don't wear a VR headset. That is not coming yet. But we see the monitor. Our head is fixed in that space, जहाँ पे we get the 3-dimensional image of the entire operating field. And we have our joystick in our hand, जिससे हम पूरा hand movements करते हैं. Then there's a patient card, जिससे patient लेटा होता है and the robotic arms होते हैं. And the third one is a vision card, जिसमें you or someone else who's sitting, my doctors, surgeons, assistants, nurses, anesthetists can see what's going on. It's also used for educative purposes, समझाने के लिए, video record करने के लिए. So that's the 3 parts of the robo, broadly.
So how many doctors are present in the OT while you're doing a robotic surgery?
So robotic surgery is done by one person who's sitting on the console.
Okay.
Okay, then there might be a couple of one or two assistants who are at the patient's cart, मतलब जो patient के table के पास हो, जो कि अगर कुछ instrument को कुछ help चाहिए होता है या फिर we require some gauze pieces or assistance required during the surgery, वो वहाँ पे mention होते हैं who are basically along with the main surgeon who are assisting them. Apart from that, no one else.
Okay.
Anesthetist might be available in the taking care of his work. That's it. That's about it.
Okay. Also, interestingly, if I were to sit and decide that मेरा सर्जरी या फिर मेरे घर वालों का सर्जरी है, रोबोट सर्जरी करेगा, it makes me wonder कि रोबो अगर बंद हो गया बीच में तो क्या होगा?
सबसे पहली बात हमको ये समझना है कि वो रोबो सर्जरी नहीं कर रहा है, वो सर्जन सर्जरी कर रहा है. ठीक है. सो लाइक आई सेड, रोबो इज ओनली असिस्टिंग, मतलब बेसिकली वॉट एवर कमांड्स, इट्स कंप्लीटली अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ द सर्जन. द रोबो इज कंप्लीटली अंडर माई कंट्रोल. सो बेसिकली टू सिंप्लीफाई इट, जैसे कि आपने जो हमको हैंड मूवमेंट्स होते हैं हमारे, वो कंप्लीटली डायरेक्ट करता है रोबोटिक आर्म्स के ऊपर. एंड ओवर हियर आई हैव अ लिमिटेशन. मेरे दो हाथ हैं जब मैं नॉर्मली ऑपरेट कर रहा हूँ, माई डोमिनेंट हैंड एंड माई लेसर डोमिनेंट हैंड ऑब्वियसली. बट व्हेन आई एम ऑपरेटिंग ऑन द रोबो, आई गेट एडिशनल 3 hands, I get 4 hands, I get 5 hands, and all of them are in my control. Imagine in an open case, I am operating, I have two assistants who might not be that well versed with the surgery, who are assisting me retracting. But if imagine वो हर चीज़ जो assistants कर रहे हैं, हर चीज़ अगर मैं खुद कर सकता हूँ, nothing is going to stop me. Dominant hands are वहाँ पे of no validity, because basically both your hands are equally dominant. Your capability from the right hand is equal to the left hand, and I get 5 additional hands to operate on. So my precision, my surgeries are better when I am able to control the entire thing. And coming to कभी off हो गया तो very unfortunate, but वो ऐसे होता नहीं है, very generally कभी नहीं होता, because you have a backup systems, UPS वगैरह होते हैं जो कि रोबो को कंट्रोल करते हैं. But even if it does stop in between, like I said, it's a surgeon who's operating. तो अगर रुक भी जाता है, we have a different ways of either we open up the case or we do it laparoscopically or endoscopically. Different options हैं. अगर वो भी backup भी fail हो गया, आपका UPS fail हो गया. So robots are capable of safely getting the instrument out and does not damage anything inside if it suddenly power cuts or stops. We have a software for that also. So it is very rarely that happens, but yes, some cases are documented. और अगर ऐसा है तो टेंशन लेने की बात नहीं है. Doctor is skilled enough to take care of the future part.
Okay. Interestingly, you mentioned a point कि अगर आप रोबो सर्जरी नहीं कर रहे हो, रोबोटिक सर्जरी नहीं कर रहे हो, you have your 2 hands and assistant की और 4 हाथ, but assistant के हाथ are not equal to your hands.
Correct.
So can we say that one robotic surgery is much more valuable than you doing the same surgery in an open situation or in a different situation? Can we say that?
You can say that in a way. Basically, मैं ये बोलने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि जब आप entire field के control में हो, मतलब entire field is under your control, your outcome is much better. You don't have to depend on additional assistance to help you during the surgery. You are able to do everything yourself. You're able to cauterize it, मतलब stop bleeding, you're able to retract it, मतलब दिखना जो बाकी चीज़ों को retract करना पड़ता है, you're able to operate yourself. And angulations, मतलब जो कि हमको इतना अच्छा मिल जाते हैं, जो कि normal hands नहीं कर पाते. अब जैसे अगर मैं normal अपना wrist movements करूँ, मैं कितना wrist movements कर सकूँ? 270 is a maximum wrist movements you do. But in a robotic surgery, when I have my arms inside, I'm able to rotate 360 degrees inside the patient's body. So वो angulation जो हमको दे पाता है, उसके बहुत benefits हैं. Better precision, basically is more precision, more angulation, better magnification, 10x magnification, जो कि आपके naked eye को नहीं मिलेगा. So that is why robotic is definitely a better and superior method of surgery, and it's part of evolution.
Okay. There are studies that say kids who played a lot of video games are much better at doing these robotic surgeries and much more efficient in learning
Yes.
these robotic surgeries.
Yes. So yeah, definitely. If you had experience as a boy playing video games and PlayStations, you definitely are already techno savvy. You love that technology. You've already tuned to it. आपके hands को पता है. So when you start doing and learning robotic surgery, it's all about the hand-eye coordination, because you're not seeing what you're operating. You are
Right.
basically in the monitor. Your head face is inside. So your hand-eye coordination is something of utmost importance. So वो आपको better मिल जाता है in patients. I mean, in people who've already had a good hand-eye coordination during their childhood.
Right.
Second is better dexterity. So आपके hand movements are better. So ये सब advantages होते हैं. Technology, the love for technology basically is what you get in your childhood, which is continued. Like I said, surgeon's toy. That's something you can play with.
Lovely. So, how is this journey? I mean, how did we end up in this era from blades, scalpels? How is this journey mapped out?
So the earliest known surgeries were obviously open surgeries with those instruments. Sushruta, who was the father of medicine, who is considered the father of surgery, it started off 600 BC. I'm talking about 6th century. That is when the first written scriptures of surgery have been documented. And a lot of surgical principles have been given by that man who was Sushruta, who was the father of medicine, in Sushruta Samhita. That is the chapter or the verses of his surgical experiences. So वहाँ से शुरुआत हुई into the scalpel era. That was the scalpel era which continued up to a good 1970s तक, 1960s तक. And then that is for a long time. Open surgeries, when you cut, stitch up. And then in early 1980s is where the laparoscopic and endoscopic surgery started off. So laparoscopic endoscopic surgeries आज भी चल रही हैं, आज भी very valid, and most surgeries are done that way. And after that, technology has again evolved with the growing, science, technology, and now AI is going to start in. Robotics has started in the early 2000s, precisely 2007, 2006 के आसपास robotic surgery start हुई की. And आज we are somewhere else in robotic surgery. It was started off only with urological conditions, मतलब आपके urology department के हिसाब से, जैसे prostate and other kidneys, उनके लिए start की गई थी. एंड आज उसका यूज़ हर जगह पे है. ऐसी कोई ब्रांच नहीं है जो रोबो को यूज़ नहीं कर रही है. सर्जिकल ब्रांच, ऑर्थोपेडिक्स हो, न्यूरो सर्जरी हो, हेड एंड नेक सर्जरी हो, थोरेसिक सर्जरी, जीआई सर्जरी, हर पार्ट्स ऑफ सर्जिकल ब्रांचेस में आज रोबो हर जगह यूज़ हो रहा है. सो दिस इज एवोल्यूशन, लाइक आई सेड, and robo is the future of evolution.
Right.
There's going to be much more better models coming up with robo.
I'm very curious about this topic where some doctors still do open surgeries only and they want to stick to that. Why is it?
So one thing which I want to mention is see, robo is not replacing open surgeries. Okay? It's not an alternate to open surgeries. There are few doctors who do not want to enter into robotics or endoscopic or laparoscopic, who would want to continue doing the same norm. That is also, it's a personal choice. Some people, out of the lack of accessibility for training, because robotic training is not very rampant, har jagah nahi mil rahi aapko. It's still very few institutes and very few hospitals are doing full-fledged robotic surgery. So वो training adequately नहीं मिल पा रही सब लोगों को. One is that, and second is the doctor's own interest. If you don't have that interest towards upgrading yourself or learning yourself, आपके skills को enhance करने के लिए, that obviously will stay back and continue open cases. But like I mentioned, open cases का alternative नहीं है robotic surgery या फिर laparoscopic surgery. But I would say open and laparoscopic surgery या endoscopic surgery को मिला के जो advantages होते हैं, वो सब रोबोटिक
में मिलेंगे.
करेक्ट, जो कि एडवांटेजेस आपके रोबोटिक में मिलेंगे. बट ऑल्टरनेटिव, ईजियर थिंग्स को कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं करना है. रोबोटिक का वो एम है ही नहीं. रोबोटिक का एम है कि कॉम्प्लेक्स चीज़ों को सिंप्लीफाई करना. जो सिंपल चीज़ें जो हो सकती हैं आपके, जो हम इतने सालों से करते ही आ रहे हैं, जो कि नॉर्मल सिंपल है, विच इज़ वेरी वेल नोन कि इसके कॉम्प्लिकेशंस क्या हैं, इसके कॉम्प्लिकेशंस क्या नहीं है. सिंपल चीज़ों को और कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं करना है रोबोटिक सर्जरी से.
राइट. So where do you think robotic surgery should not be used, or rather, where do you think robotic surgery is not required to use?
There are a lot of patients who come make a robotic surgery ही करवाना है. There's one category, and the second is where you decide what like I offer the patient that this is a robotic surgery, आप इसमें कर सकते हो. ऐसा कुछ फील नहीं है कि रोबोटिक सर्जरी नहीं यूज करनी चाहिए, बट लाइक आई सेड, सिंपल चीज जैसे कि ये लैप अपेंडिक्स है ना, ओपन अपेंडिक्स भी है, लैप अपेंडिक्स भी कर सकते हो, या फिर कोलेसिस्टाइटिस गैल ब्लैडर सर्जरीज हैं, ये सब वेल एस्टेब्लिश्ड है कि आधे घंटे में लैप्रोस्कोपिकली बाहर कर सकते हो.
हाँ,
बट अब वो सिंपल चीज को मैं कॉम्प्लिकेट करके
रोबो क्लिनिक का. ओके.
रोबो लाऊं, मैं उसको 1 घंटा डॉकिंग करूं, है ना, उसके बाद मैं उसको करूं, क्या है, रिजल्ट्स तो ऑलमोस्ट सेम ही आने वाले. द टाइम विच इज बीइंग टेकन रोबोट, वो कॉम्प्लिकेट नहीं करना है. सी शू लेस जो आप नॉर्मल टाई कर सकते हो, आपको उसको रोबो नहीं चाहिए टाई करने के लिए, है ना.
True.
सो रोबो बेसिकली आया है टू वेंचर इनटू दोज इनऑपरेबल और इनएक्सेसिबल एरियाज, जो हिडन एरियाज, जिसके लिए आपको सर्जरीज बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स थी, जिनको अगर मेरे को अगर फॉर एग्जांपल हेड एंड नेक एरियाज में मैं बोलूँ कि नेजोफैरिंग्स, मतलब कि नाक के पीछे के हिस्से में मुझे अगर आपको ट्यूमर है और मुझे ऑपरेट करना है, तो मुझे आपका पूरा चेहरा काटना पड़ता था, बीच से खोल के ट्यूमर को निकालना पड़ता था बंद. नाउ इमेजिन करिए कितना डिफिकल्ट होगा वो चीज़ पेशेंट के लिए, बिकॉज जो मोबिलिटी वो लाएगा, मतलब कितना कट करूंगा, कितना जोड़ूंगा, उसको पेन, फेशियल अपीयरेंस, कॉस्मेसिस, ये सब बहुत हैम्पर करेगा. बट यहाँ पे रोबो लाकर आई एम गोइंग थ्रू द नोज, रिमूविंग द ट्यूमर एंड कमिंग आउट, और गोइंग थ्रू द माउथ, मुंह के अंदर से रीचिंग दैट एरिया, कमिंग आउट विद विजुअलाइजिंग द एंटायर थिंग. ये रोबो का यूज है. यहाँ पे हम रोबो को हेल्प ले सकते हैं. बट वही चीज़ मेरे को अगर सिर्फ नॉर्मल टॉन्सिल का ऑपरेशन करना है, व्हाई वुड आई टेक अ रोबो जिसको मेरे को 1 घंटा लगेगा सिर्फ डॉक करने में, वेराज में नॉर्मल टॉन्सिलेक्टमी विद लेजर या फिर डिफरेंट कॉम्बिनेशन वगैरह से आधे घंटे में करके पेशेंट बाहर.
Makes sense. So sometimes it is better to do a open or let's say a laparoscopic surgery or an endoscopic for that matter. So it's basically sometimes better to do other surgeries than robotic surgery.
Absolutely. So robotic is a tool which is going to help us, but not to meant to complicate our lives already. Simple things को simple रखना is better. Complicated चीज़ों को simple करना should be our aim.
Again, coming back to these open surgeries and the doctors who still want to do open surgeries, is it that sometimes doctors want to stick to their methods because it's their ego?
It wouldn't be wrong to say something like that. Definitely, some senior doctors who have been, operating for that good 30, 40 years, who are usually intolerant towards, technology. Obviously, sometimes because of the lack of their own expertise or lack of interest, they'd usually deny, who do not want to upgrade their skills. Probably वो भी सोचते हैं कि 4 5 साल रह गए, नहीं करूँ. Sometimes they even hinder the younger population or the younger generation to learn them. So those things are there. Not want to diverge too much into it, but yeah. So those things are there. Every it's their own choice, surgeon's own choice, whether they want to venture into that technology or not. Interestingly, it took many years. It took many years for laparoscopy also to be accepted. It wasn't accepted so soon. Even today, I think you should be you will be quite surprised to know, if you go to smaller towns even today in and around Telangana, tier 3 and tier 2 also, आज भी laparoscopy कोई नहीं कर रहा है. So laparoscopy भी आज भी inaccessible है to many parts of India, to many small towns and villages of India, जहाँ पे open surgery ही हो रहा है. Because see, there's a lot of things, cost factors, infrastructure, ये सब चीज़ें चाहिए to develop that technology. इसके लिए आज हम लोग बड़े शहरों में, सिटीज़ में, हैदराबाद, पुणे, बॉम्बे, दिल्ली, बैंगलोर, ये सब जगहों पे you have that infrastructure, you have money, big corporate hospitals are able to invest in that, that toy. Whereas smaller hospitals, clinics, जो कि majority patients को cater करता है in smaller towns, do not have that infrastructure or the money to afford into or to get into robotics and lasers, yeah, laparoscopy also. Not many are still trained. Many surgeons in laparoscopy, endoscopy are still not trained. They're doing the conventional method because that is what they know best. They're doing the best that they know.
Right. But does that alarm sometimes? Should we go to an experienced doctor or should we go to somebody who's new and learn new technology?
See, both go hand in hand. Experience is also very, very important. And also technology and learning the new methods, being in touch with the technology is also very important. But I think broadly is to understand her patient and her disease and her जगह is very different. हर चीज़ very subjective है. आप एक broadly नहीं बोल सकते कि हर चीज़ में robotic surgery is superior than conventional methods or endoscopic and laparoscopic methods. I think long back my mentor or my senior surgeon had actually told me this. Ki who is a good surgeon? Someone who has 100% results. That's what you would answer. Who has no complication rate, who does his surgeries very beautifully,
Or left-brain answers.
all of those things. कि वही सोचेगा कोई भी बंदा. But I think the answer that he gave me was कि boss, a surgeon who knows when not to operate is a good surgeon.
Oh.
I think that stayed with me for a very long time. कि a doctor should know when to stop, when to operate, when not to operate. Because जहाँ पे आप को और क्या method, I can add it to that. Which method? Because even today, being a robotic surgeon, I do not sit and offer every patient of mine who walks into as a robotic surgeon. There are very few numbers because even today affordability is still a problem. And not every patient falls under the robotic surgery category. My majority of my cases even today are open cases or endoscopic surgeries, but not robotics. Robotics का value head and neck में भी अभी develop हो रहा है. It is still in the developing stages, researching stages. Although there are some specific areas in head and neck जो कि हमको 100% पता है are very superior robotic surgery, but others still developing.
How many doctors in Hyderabad or Telangana are existing for doing this head and neck robotic surgeries?
Oh, quite a few. If I talk about Hyderabad itself, I will not be giving you a number about Telangana, but if you see Hyderabad itself, we have a handful of hospitals who have robotic surgeries as of now. And if you come to head and neck surgeries, I think if I can count all of them, not more than 4 or 5 surgeons are in Hyderabad who are doing head and neck robotic surgeries. There are a lot of other departments also who are doing a lot of robotic GI and urology, but head and neck per se, very few people in India are still trained. A number should be less than 50.
Interesting. So 4 or 5 people, 4 or 5 doctors in Telangana who are actually doing robotic surgery, and you're one of them.
Yeah, you can say so.
That raises a question to me. Is the demand not there, or is affordability the issue?
No, demand is there. Affordability is also an issue. Also, I think not many hospitals over here yet in Hyderabad have ventured into robotic surgeries. And robotics in head and neck, to be frank, does not have a major role. Okay? Because not every patient, like I said, will need a robotic surgery. Robotic surgery is very rampant and very common in mainly urological surgeries. ठीक है? But head and neck surgeries का scope थोड़ा limited है. अभी भी limited है and अभी भी develop हो रहा है. A lot of it still being standardized and being developed. So that is why I think head and neck per se, there are very few departments, if I can say so. First of all, if you forget about robotic surgery, we still are fighting to find our way in the medical fraternity to make specialized departments for subspecialties in case of cancers also. जैसे कि head and neck specialty as a department is not available in every hospital that you go. There are a very few hospitals who have recognized head and neck or gynec onco or orthopedics मतलब हड्डियों के डॉक्टर जो उनके oncology related departments अभी तक हैदराबाद जैसे शहर में नहीं आए हैं. जब सब स्पेशलिटी कल्चर आएगा तब शायद रोबोटिक्स का एनहांसमेंट एंड रोबोटिक का इंपॉर्टेंस भी समझ में आएगा.
When we spoke about affordability, I'm sure robotic surgery is costlier than the traditional methods.
Yeah.
How costly is it? Like, if you can give a percentage to it.
So, conventional अगर आप सोचेंगे robotic surgery to an endoscopic surgery, the difference should be around somewhere between 50,000 to 1 lakh.
Okay.
And if you're doing the same surgery endoscopically, for example, if I'm talking about thyroid is one of the most common areas जो कि robotically हम कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, पहले जैसे robotic पहले open surgery किया जाता है where patients had a neck scar. ठीक है, उसके बाद हमने endoscopic surgery करना शुरू की जो हम लोग मुंह के अंदर से या फिर कान के पीछे से हम जा रहे थे and removing the thyroid, again giving a scarless area. अब हम लोग robotic से जा रहे हैं where we go through your chest or we go through your behind the ear and we are reaching the thyroid with giving you a complete cosmetic appearance. So your
Right.
tumor is gone without any mark,
Right.
and it is hidden well in your chest area or back of your ear, which is again not visible.
Right.
So ये venture हम कर रहे हैं, and अगर conventional अगर देखूं, अगर on an average in a good standard corporate hospital if you go, open surgery अगर आपको ये 1.5 से 2 लाख करेगा, तो robotic surgery आपको ये 2.5 से 3 लाख के बीच में जाएगा.
तो 50% jump.
50% तक तो मेरे ख्याल से definitely ये आज के डेट में है.
Makes sense. Okay.
So
What
it's
are-
not too unaffordable. It's getting there.
Right.
We might be able to bridge this gap जो कि है, but since the robo itself is costly, it's not an easy machine. If you see most hospitals, it's a 12 crore, 15 crore machine. So hospital has to also, play its part and trying to get the money back. So obviously rates are going to be high. Now with the development of Indian made robos, which is very affordable, between 2 to 3 crore, the gap is already bridged in India. Make in India designs.
So generally a robo costs, जो surgery करता है, a robo costs 12 crores, but after it's being manufactured in India, to meet affordability, it's actually costing 2 or 3 crores, which is like 80%
Absolutely.
lesser cost.
Absolutely. So the new robos in market right now, most hospitals have it, is the Indian made robos. They have really marketed very well, and they are accessible. They are more affordable to the common areas. And even though big hospitals like in Hyderabad or multiple cities, they still are not able to afford such higher rates of robos. But the Indian made robots has really made a significant impact and difference. And I think in the next 5 years, robo is something which is going to, I think more or less will replace a lot of surgeries that are ongoing right today.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What is the training cost that goes towards this? Because अगर hospitals में नहीं है तो training तो मतलब दूर की बात हो गई. तो how does this come into the picture?
So there are a very few structured training programs in India. I'm not going to speak only for head and neck. I'm going to speak for the
Right.
overall general. If
Right.
you consider, there are very few centers who are offering structured robotic training program. Okay, there are, to name a few, there are some in Delhi, there are some in Mumbai, there are probably in Bangalore, and some in Hyderabad, but not everywhere else. So for me, it was part of my head and neck oncology where I got exposed to robo. So I didn't have to go for an additional robotic training somewhere else. I got it there, and also with the company that we were tied up with. So I got my experience there. But if you have to go and pay, not so costly. There are institutes which are taking the fee between 5 to 10 lakh annually.
Annually? So is there a recurring thing that you have to learn? If
No,
you're a robotic surgeon, you have to like learn something new every year.
I think doctor, you have to learn every day,
True.
every year, every decade, every time. So even though today robotic is what I started off 5 years back or 4 years back, today there are new developments already.
But 5 से 10 लाख रुपए बार-बार लगेंगे.
नहीं, क्यों लगेंगे? You're just going to upgrade yourself. When
Okay.
you're learning new, वो अलग चीज है.
अलग-
But
अलग cost
upgrade
रहेगा
करने के
उसका.
लिए it's not something. You already know the setup, right? You're not going to learn something extra. You basically, when you're going to learn robotic surgery, you're understanding the technique and the technology. You're not learning how to do a surgery that you've learned. You know the steps of the surgery. You're just learning that skills.
जो same चीज सीखा रोबो में कैसे करना है.
रोबो में कैसे करना है. That is what is you are getting trained in the next 1 year. ठीक है. सो उसके बाद कुछ नया टेक्नोलॉजी आता है रोबो में ही, कुछ नई चीजें इनकॉर्पोरेट होती हैं. वी जस्ट अपग्रेड. वो थोड़े छोटे छोटे सेशंस होते हैं, प्रॉब्ली अ वीक लॉन्ग और 2 weeks long, where you upgrade yourself.
Got it.
But robotic training requires a good 1 year training कहीं पे भी. And if you go abroad, it's much more costly.
Makes sense. I went to the space where pilots have to continuously upgrade themselves, learn new aircraft. I think it's pretty similar to
Absolutely.
that.
Technology, you have to keep moving with it.
Yeah.
Now tomorrow, if we have AI going to get incorporated in robots,
Right.
AI is a new thing which doctors are getting interested in, and I am very keen to know about AI in the future that it holds in the medicine field. It's already replaced, or sorry, not replaced.
It's
sorry for
replacing.
people who might get offended, but it is replacing a couple of branches. Because AI is known, or it's proving to be more beneficial in those two particular branches, that is pathology and radiology. So we have to see in the next
Biggest
future
changes.
biggest changes. So in the field of robotic surgery also, AI incorporation, where you should be able to visualize the tumor during the surgery 360 degrees. You're going to incorporate a radiology part in it, where you're able to map radiology as well as the ongoing field, and so many things overlap together. And I can't even imagine how it's going to be like. It's something looking forward to.
Very fascinating.
It's
High
something
tech.
very fascinating. I think AI is going to be fruitful. It won't replace the normal conventional techniques for sure, but definitely it is something to look out for.
I think it's how the norm goes, right? AI even in healthcare. AI in healthcare is not going to replace doctors, but it's going to replace doctors who don't use AI or don't get equipped to AI.
Uh, I think in the coming time, if you don't know AI or if you don't know the newer technology, you're going to lag behind a lot in your services that you're providing. You have no chance now to, those days are gone when you can be laid back and do your thing. Today, you have to upgrade yourself. You have to keep up to date with the technology that's going on, and also give better results. That's what it is. That is what it's meant for, to give better results, to give better diagnosis, to save patients better.
Have you gotten the chance to work with any AI technology in your field?
Not directly. I am very interested in doing that. I have a couple of ongoing studies in IIT and other institutes, wherein we are trying to do something novel in head and neck cancer area, trying to have a research based devices where we are able to possibly detect the oral cancer lesions earlier, even before they actually present, by different tools. So let's see, hopefully, if we are able to do something better.
What is the recovery time that a patient has after robotic surgery?
So recovery is faster compared to open methods. That is one of the major advantages of robotic surgery. Definitely, recovery is faster because of the you don't have to create such big incisions. You don't have a longer hospital stay for the patient. Lesser complications. All these are additive advantages of robotic surgery. So patients are discharged much faster conventionally than the conventional approach. So they are happy. The recovery time is much lesser than the conventional approaches, and pain is lesser, because you're not cutting through. You're just making a small, minimally invasive or keyhole surgeries. And that's how robotic surgeries gives you better outcomes.
The outcome of a laparoscopic or an endoscopic surgery is similar to robotic surgery.
More or less. See, if you understand, laparoscopy, endoscopy, robotic surgeries all come under minimally invasive surgeries, where you are making very tiny or keyhole incisions in the patient's body and introducing these instruments. So yeah, definitely, I would say more or less the same. Like I mentioned,
Externally तो
open,
same लगेगा.
open या externally same ही लगेगा. Open as well as laparoscopy और endoscopy के advantages मिला दो, सब आपको robotic surgery में मिलेंगे. In our area, in head and neck area, it is more important. Why robotic plays a major role is because we deal with three important things. Okay? That is your appearance. Our tumors in our
True.
area is appearance, right? So we give you better cosmesis, better functional outcomes, because the areas that we operate are dealt with your speech, your voice, your swallowing. Voice, speech, and swallowing. When these get affected, your life, a lot of things changes. You get
Lifestyle
depressed,
changes you'll
lifestyle
have
changes,
major.
a lot of things which can be avoided with robotic surgery.
So robotic surgery in head and neck cases is much more beneficial than, let's say, any other.
So I'll simplify it.
Yeah.
Rather than open cases, rather than doing open cases in such tumors, and I would actually not mind saying one thing is where there were so many areas of head and neck cancers which were with surgery was never an option for those areas. Wherein robotic surgery actually changed the entire paradigm of the treatment protocols, where surgery is accessible today because robo is able to enter that area in those inaccessible areas of the human body, and today we are able to operate them. So operative protocols and paradigms have taken a major shift since the advent of robotic surgeries. मतलब ओरोफैरिंजियल कैंसर जैसे टॉन्सिल या बेस ऑफ टंग, मतलब जो टंग का पिछले का हिस्सा है या फिर आपका थ्रोट का हिस्सा है या फिर नाक के पीछे का हिस्सा है, ये सब चीज़ें आज एक्सेसिबल हैं, जिनके लिए से पहले शायद कीमोथेरेपी या फिर रेडिएशन होता था. या फिर मेजर बिग सर्जरी जहाँ पे आधा चेहरा या गला काटना पड़ता था, आज मुंह के अंदर से जाकर हम ऑपरेट करके बाहर आते हैं, पेशेंट को बाहर से देख के पता भी नहीं चलता. So we're giving you a major cosmetic advantage also, apart from saving a lot of your critical structures, जैसे कि आपके बात करने के लिए ऑर्गन जो है, आवाज निकालने के लिए, ये सब चीजें सेव हो रही हैं, आपकी swallowing सेव हो रही है, आप खाना खा पाएंगे. ये सब चीजें को बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट रखता है इन रिकवरी टाइम स्पेशली.
Right. Where can robotic surgery not reach?
ऐसा कोई एरिया नहीं है चिंतन, टू बी फ्रैंकली स्पीकिंग. इन एवरी एरिया और एवरी सब डिविजन ऑफ सर्जरी, न्यूरो सर्जरी, कार्डियक सर्जरी, जीआई सर्जरी, मतलब गैस्ट्रो सर्जरीज, गायनिक सर्जरीज, आपके हिस्टेक्टमीज हो या फिर आपके रेक्टल ट्यूमर्स हैं, आपके प्रोस्टेट, किडनीज, हर जगह पे रोबोट का काम है. I don't see any areas of forget head and neck of any body or any area where robo cannot be useful. Robo is useful in every areas now, and more years to go. Advancing technology and advancing areas, no experiments. The use of robo is going to be much more in the near future than what it is today. आज जो indication शायद 5 है या 6 हैं, कल शायद 5 साल में 15 होंगे.
तो जहाँ पे जनरली ओपन सर्जरीज नहीं पहुंच सकती या फिर जनरली जहाँ पे पॉसिबल नहीं सर्जरी करना, वहाँ पे रोबोट्स
पहुंच सकते हैं डेफिनेटली. सो दैट इज द एडवांटेज.
इज टेली सर्जरी पॉसिबल बिकॉज ऑफ रोबोटिक्स? इज टेली सर्जरी पॉसिबल कि आप हैदराबाद में बैठे और आप सर्जरी दिल्ली में कर रहे हो? आई हैव सीन वीडियोस ऑफ टेली सर्जरी एंड इट्स वेरी फैसिनेटिंग.
Correct. So telesurgery is the next future. Like I said, that is basically your VR augmented surgeries, जहाँ पे आप VR headset, surgeon एक city में, for example हैदराबाद में मैं बैठ के I am able to wear that VR, which is going to make me feel that I am in the surgical room of Bangalore, right? It's able to give me that area and that is the feel of it. VR वही तो एक कोई experience है, virtual reality experience आपको मिल रहा है. And I might not be operating directly there, but I am able to guide or assist the doctor who is involved in operating real life. So even he is wearing his VR headset where he is able to visualize me, and that software also gets incorporated with the live patient on table as well as the radiological scans of the patient. मतलब जो MRI या CT scan जब करते हैं सब incorporate होके we are able to virtually guide as a real assistance on table to the patient or to the doctor who's operating. So this is इसका रोल अभी और डेवलप होना है. आज तक it is still in the trial phases today, although I have seen some successful surgeries by my previous mentor Dr. Vishal Rao, who had assisted someone in Bangalore and Mysore. So these are things still developing. इसके अभी भी lot of approvals are pending. So, but this is the next future wherein जहाँ पे ये ब्रिज करेगा आपका गैप जो कि इनएक्सेसिबल एरियाज है. मतलब अगर कोई मिरालगुड़ा में बैठ के या फिर कामारेड्डी में बैठ के या छोटे गांव में बैठ के अगर उसके पास टेक्नोलॉजी है बट उसको स्किल्स नहीं है, ये टेक्नोलॉजी इज गोइंग टू ब्रिज दैट wherein a skilled professional or a doctor will be able to guide you, virtually as if he's present on the operating table with you and help you guide through the surgery with successful outcomes.
So distance of the skill is gone.
Distance of the skill is gone. Yes, so we're bridging that gap. Let's see. This is still an area which is getting explored and very promising results to it. Definitely, when a skilled doctor or a professional is able to reach out to those areas, nothing better than that. वही तो है.
Nice. Amazing. That's the end of this episode of Get in Sync. If you have any questions you want to ask Dr. Harsh Suri, feel free to drop it in the comment section. We will have it answered for you. In the next one, we're talking about something that affects all of us, our hearing. If you have ever felt a ringing sound in your ears after a concert and found it hard to sleep that night, the next episode is for you, where we talk about tinnitus and hearing loss and how it doesn't just affect the elderly, but anyone, and whether it can actually be reversed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon. Until then, stay curious, stay aware, and stay in sync.